This tutorial is to do a monochrome painting of the famous Vermeer painting, The Girl with the Pearl Earring. This is just the value study, and I traced this onto watercolor paper, and I just did the outline of where the values, different values were. So I'm just going to go in here first and mark out all the background area to get started. I've got, the color I've got mixed up is Quin Gold mixed with, this is Quin Gold mixed with purple, Winsor Violet, which is dioxazine purple. It makes a real pretty brownish mauve color. I'm not quite sure how to describe it, but it's really pretty. I will likely need to do several layers here because it needs to be really, really dark for this darkest value. I'm just following my outline. I'm using a round brush size 8. Oh, it's such a pretty color. It's kind of a chocolatey color, it looks like. It's so pretty. Well, I probably have not mixed up enough because that's what I do. I never mix up enough paint. And I'm not worried if I'm not going to be super, super perfect with this. At the end, it will read like The Girl with the Pearl Earring. Turn this sideways so it's easier for me to get to. I'll turn my reference photo sideways so I can see what I'm trying to replicate. It's got some interesting granulation. It's not a very smooth wash that I'm doing, and I'm not trying to be smooth because I like how it's got some variation here. I think that will work well for this. This is the tricky part here, making sure I do the contour of her face as accurately as I can. That's good enough. And I'm running out. I have to mix them up real quick here. And it will not be the same shade. But it'll be good enough. You know, this is a little bit more brown. That's okay. It'll just create interesting color shift there. Still need some more. Even though it's not exactly the same, it really looks cool. It's a little warmer here, a little more Quin Gold. This has already started to dry, so I'm adding to it. So that's going to create some interesting dry marks, some hard lines, but that's okay. When I'm done, I'm just going to say I meant for it to look like that. Oh, that's really interesting. I really like the variation here. Okay, so I've got that, got the background. Now I'm going to work on the inside of here. I'm going to have to make more paint. Okay, I've mixed up some more paint. Hopefully it's enough to get through this. It may not be, but that's okay. Now I'm going to do the inside part right here. The color is close enough. I really love doing these monochrome kind of pop art type of paintings for portraits. Did a pretty good color match. This eye is kind of tricky. I probably should have used a smaller brush. Oh well, it is what it is. This is very important right here to avoid paint around that pearl earring. If I don't mess up anywhere else, that's the most important part, not to mess up. But if I do, I've got white gouache. Sometimes when I'm working on kind of a tricky part, I hold my breath, like that's going to help. I'll work on this other eye. A little too much paint in the brush. This would be a lot easier if I used a smaller brush. But why make it easy? Just challenging myself here. A little too much paint. Okay, I think that's pretty much all on the face with the dark values. Got some more over here. got some over here, not a lot. Just kind of doing some dots here. Just some little marks. Just with the tip of the brush, just dabbing my brush down there. Let's see, where else does it need to be? I think that's it for all the darkest values. Now I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to do the mid-tone. Okay, it's dry, except for this little part there, but I'm not going to paint close to that. So to get the middle value, I'm just going to add some water here to this dark and lighten it up. Let's see. That's pretty much mid-tone. That's what was on the paper. So this is, it could actually maybe be a little darker, but we'll see. I think I will add just a little bit more purple. Make it a little bit darker. And a little bit more Quin Gold. Let's see what it looks like now. A little darker than that? Well, not really. Not a whole lot, but I'm going with it. Now I'm going to go and paint everywhere where this middle tone gray is. Oh, it's starting to look pretty. Remove the cat hair. Got a little too much right there. Got a big puddle here. I need to clean that up. It's too much. I can go over the dark. It'll just make it just a little bit darker. Just keep that right there white. That is the pearl. This brush holds a lot of paint. Oh, that's just a lot of paint. This brush really holds a lot. I'll lift some of that up. Okay, now to deal with that other eye. Too much. Still too much paint. Okay, let's let this dry. I got everything. Oh, I need to do some little squigglies up here. Kind of represent the folds of the cloth here. Take a damp brush and just kind of dab it with some water. Let's see, I think we need a little bit more over here. Okay, I'm going to let this dry and see what I think. Okay, I've mixed up some more paint and I added a little bit of neutral tint to make it just a little bit darker. And now I'm going to go over all the areas that are the darkest value. I'm going to stay away from the face because I think that's dark enough. But just this outside piece here, I think that's okay. I just need to go around. And we'll see. And again, I'm not going to worry about doing a smooth wash because I kind of like the look of it drying and having some hard lines here and there. I think that looks kind of cool. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Turn it around to make it easier to reach. Okay, this is the part where I have to be careful around the contours of her face. You see, I'm not being super careful about this wash because I want it to look really interesting. I mixed up enough paint. That's good because I'm probably going to come in there. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's much better. Oh, I like how it's drying. Wow. I love this color. Okay, I am going to come in here, add some more value there, just for the darkest. be real careful. Keep that shape for the eye. Avoid the pearl earring. Then it won't be the girl with the pearl earring, it'll just be the girl. Little humor there. I'm holding my breath again. Okay, I'm going to let this dry and see what I think. Okay, it's dry, it's done. I've put a mat around it and I'm very pleased with it. I really like how it looks. I'm surprised I was able to get the eye as round as I did with the brush I had. It was kind of a larger brush than I would normally use for something that small, and my shaky old hands. I like the background, how it's uneven. It has some hard lines here and there. I think it adds to it. I hope you participate in the weekly painting challenge of painting this beautiful painting however you want to paint it. I just wanted to share this one way that just might be a little bit easier than trying to stress about the skin tones, which can be kind of challenging for some. Just simplify it. Simplify it in shapes and values, then paint those shapes and values, and then you're done. And it'll look like the girl with the pearl earring. So please participate. It will be fun. And thank you so much for watching.